Hello and welcome to the 106th of a second photography podcast. I've had a break recently. I'm going to continue to have a break in the run up to Christmas and New Year. And really, I wanted to just get an episode out about my review of the year. So that's why I'm breaking my break, because I'm doing a review of the year. Now you might say, I listen to your show and I know there's not going to be much of a review in this year, because you haven't really done much photography. And yes, you are completely correct. The review of the year won't have much in because I haven't done much photography. But that's still a review of the year. So here goes. Here's my review of the year. I've not done much photography because of COVID and restrictions, but the photography I've done was really illuminating. So I like street photography, and at the start of the pandemic, I just had to stop street photography. I didn't, a lot of photographers, did macro, let's do photographing indoors to keep photographing. And no, I didn't want to do that. Really couldn't see the point of that. What I did instead was I just focused on my YouTube channel, and I switched it from mainly being photography based to being video based. And that's what I've been doing really. I've done the odd podcast here and there. I've done more than here and there. I've kept up my weekly schedule pretty much up till start of December. But in terms of photography, what have I done? What's changed? What gear have I got? Let's go into that. I've not done much photography, as you know. Gear has pretty much stayed the same. Now, one of my favourite cameras is the Ricoh GR3, and I'm actually thinking, I don't know whether I need that anymore. It's great for street photography. It's great to take with you and have as a really good camera to just take out with you. It's really easy to use, get really good images from it. It's got some really good features that you can't get anywhere else. It's got highlight priority, which I think is fantastic. Gets great images, whip it out, shoot, put it away, easy. You can set up snap focusing and all these other things. It's got good tracking. It's really good. But it's my main street photography camera, and I've not been doing any street photography. I could use it for portraits to get that sort of Instagram look, but I'm not really doing that. And I've done one type of shoot like that. And that's where this bit of gear comes in, because it's made me question whether I keep the Ricoh GR3. The one shoot I did this year was a local fashion shoot with a male model, and I took along a micro four thirds with a manual lens. That was a bit of a disaster. I only got a couple of usable shots from that. I took along my trusty Canon DSLR with a 50mm lens. It's an APS-C, so it's equivalent to an 85mm. And I took along my brand new iPhone 13. And I took some shots with the iPhone 13 because I took them in portrait mode. I wanted to see, if you're viewing them on social media, can you tell them from the DSLR shots? So I edited the DSLR shots on my computer, the best ones anyway. I edited the iPhone shot on the iPhone. And when you looked back at them on the phone, you really couldn't tell the difference. You couldn't say, yeah, that one's shot on an iPhone and that's on a DSLR. You couldn't. They were both good images, and the one I took on the iPhone was a particularly good image. So my iPhone's with me all the time because it's my phone, and so now I'm thinking, if I can get good shots on my iPhone because it's got a good camera module, I can now have ultra wide and wide, and I'm not doing street photography. Is it now time to get rid of the Ricoh GR3 and sell it? I don't know, but I really can't see myself going back to street photography for a long time. When you do street photography, you want to go somewhere crowded. When you do street photography, you want to get in there amongst people. At the moment, I don't want to go anywhere crowded. I don't want to go anywhere, and I certainly don't want to get near people. So it almost feels like I'm not going to be doing street photography. And also, getting an actual camera out, people look at you, and I'm okay with that. Getting a phone out, no one notices you. So you go more incognito when using a phone. Now, if I can get really good images from my phone anyway, well, why not use that? And yes, I had an iPhone before and I could get good images on that. What's changed, you might ask? Quite a lot's changed, I think. It is better now using the newer cameras, the newer processing. You can get much more pleasing images. Not that you couldn't before. It's not about the tool, it's about the photographer, where you go, etc. But you can get some really good shots on the iPhone 13. So yeah, sadly, I've not done anything. I'm thinking of selling my Ricoh GR and just doing more smartphone photography. And that, sadly, is the review of the year. I'm going to be back in the new year. I'm going to be doing weekly podcasts in the new year. Who knows what I'm going to be talking about in those podcasts, but it will be photography related. But I just wanted to get this review of the year out, even though it's incredibly short. I wanted to wish you a happy Christmas break. I'm not going to wish you a happy Christmas because you might not celebrate Christmas. You might not have a nice Christmas, but I'm going to wish you a happy Christmas break. I'm going to thank you for listening, because you've all been listening to my podcast in and out throughout the time I've been doing it. And I want to wish you a happy new year, and I want to wish you good photography. Thank you so much, and goodbye.